All right, so today we are diving deep into the world of MrBeast. And it's clear that you're a fan who wants more than just the basics. Trust me, we've really gone in deep on this one. From like those early kind of cringy YouTube days to building a whole burger empire. Like, is MrBeast actually more than a YouTuber?
That's the question, isn't it? And what's interesting is, even back when he was just Jimmy Donaldson, 13-year-old kid in North Carolina, there were hints of this. 2012, he starts his YouTube channel. Tell me most kids are just figuring out Minecraft, but he's posting Let's Plays, commentary.
Okay, wait, rewind. 13. I was barely allowed on the internet at 13. But seriously, those worst intros videos he did early on, those, like, always stick out to me.
Right. And it wasn't just, like, random roasting or whatever. He really tapped into something specific, this frustration within the YouTube community about, like, just bad content. Really showed a savvy understanding of the platform, even then. He wasn't just entertaining. He was providing commentary on the entertainment itself.
That's true. He was already thinking about the bigger picture even back then. But then 2017 hits and it's like everything explodes. Those crazy stunt videos counting to 100,000, the underwater challenges. It's like suddenly everyone knows who MrBeast is.
And this is where his, like, business sense really starts to show. It wasn't just about shock value. He really understood the power of constantly raising the stakes, reinvesting his earnings to make each video bigger, bolder. It created this, like, feedback loop, this what will he do next?
Yeah.
Anticipation. It went beyond just, watching a video.
And you gotta admit, there's that part of you that's like, man, I wish I could win $100,000 just for guessing how many jelly beans are in that jar.
Exactly. He tapped into this, like, universal desire, the fantasy of winning big,
Yeah.
of the impossible suddenly becoming possible.
Okay, but it wasn't all about the money, right? We gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say the elephant in the forest? MrBeast's philanthropy. Millions of trees planted, millions of dollars raised for all kinds of causes. That's a whole other side to him. And that's really where things get interesting, right? Because you've got these massive projects like Team Trees, Team Seas, which are like objectively making a difference. But it also kind of brings up this whole debate about motivations.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because on the one hand, you have real tangible impact.
Yeah.
Millions raised,
Yeah.
like actual change happening. But it also makes you think about, like, the line between altruism and content,
Yeah.
Does it even matter why someone does something good, like, if the outcome is positive?
That's the big question, isn't it? Is it about like genuine generosity or is it a strategic way to kind of build a brand image? I've even seen some people say that it's a way to like profit off of doing good.
Yeah. It's a complex issue, honestly. There are no
Right.
easy answers. But what's interesting is that it forces us to kind of confront our own assumptions about philanthropy, right?
Right.
Like, we like to think it's always purely selfless, but is it ever really that simple?
Oh, it's like that old saying, no good deed goes unpunished,
Yeah.
right? But then again, like if someone's out there planting millions of trees, even if it's partly for the views, isn't that still a net positive for the planet?
Exactly. It, like, challenges us to look beyond these easy answers and really engage in some, more nuanced thinking about philanthropy and the motivations behind it.
Totally. So while the internet debates his motivations, MrBeast is out here building an actual like business empire. MrBeast Burger popping up everywhere. Like that thing basically exploded overnight, right?
Yeah, it's really a testament to his understanding of trends, both like online and in the food industry. That whole ghost kitchen model where basically they operate out of existing restaurant kitchens for delivery only. Genius. It allowed for incredibly rapid expansion, especially for a brand that's like, built on digital recognition.
And let's not forget about Feastables. He's like taking over the snack aisle now, too.
Right. And it shows this, like, strategic approach to building a diversified portfolio, something that will last beyond just, one platform or one trend. He's playing the long game here.
Which makes sense when you remember how young he was when he started. This isn't some like overnight success story. He's been strategically building this like for over a decade.
Exactly. Exactly. He's been in the game way longer than a lot of people realize. But for all his, like, public visibility, his personal life has remained remarkably private.
That's true. You don't really see a ton of like super personal stuff out there, though he has been open about, dealing with Crohn's disease, which is commendable.
Yeah. And that actually speaks to a recurring theme with him, I think, facing challenges head on, whether it's, a grueling YouTube challenge or dealing with a chronic illness. He confronts them directly. And that kind of resilience, that's something we see in other aspects of his life, too, like, his close-knit circle of friends and family.
Yeah, I've heard he's like incredibly loyal to the people he's close to. Which is a good reminder that there's like a real person with real relationships behind all the, the spectacle. So we have this guy who built an empire online, inspires millions, raises awareness for important causes. What's the takeaway? Is MrBeast just like a product of the YouTube algorithm? Or is there something more? It really makes you wonder, is he just a flash in the pan? Or has MrBeast like tapped into something bigger here, something that will actually last?
Yeah, it's a question people will be debating for years to come, I think.
Yeah.
But one thing is undeniable, right? His impact is massive. He's changed the game for content creation. He's inspired, like, incredible generosity, and he's built a business empire that's, pretty hard to ignore.
And he's done it all while staying true to that, like, over-the-top, impossible-to-ignore style. It's like he figured out how to make us watch, donate, and subscribe all at the same time.
Right. Whether you call it genius or just, really savvy marketing, it's undeniably effective.
Yeah.
So where does he go from here? Right? Like another world record, a whole new business venture that, like, we haven't even imagined yet.
Right. The possibilities seem like endless at this point.
And that's like maybe the biggest takeaway from this whole deep dive, right?
Yeah.
MrBeast has really challenged our perceptions of what's possible. He's blurred the lines between entertainment, philanthropy, and business in a way that we haven't really seen before.
He's made us rethink our assumptions about what motivates people to, to do good, spark these conversations about the ethics of online content, and kind of left us all wondering, like, what's next? Which brings us to the real question for you listening. What do you think MrBeast's legacy will be?
Because one thing's for sure, in the, constantly changing world of the internet, MrBeast has carved out a space that's, totally uniquely his own.
And on that note, we are wrapping up our MrBeast deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed exploring all this with us. Keep those brains buzzing, keep that curiosity going. Until next time.